All right, 5 viewers. Okay, guys, I had a little accident with my milk. We'll get back. So whoever's new, I was just showing, I'll do it quickly. I was showing the filters. So the sheet, I'll share the sheet. If you guys have, actually it's in my bio, is the sheet we're working on. You'll have to download it for yourself. You can't change my sheet, but I think you can download it or put it on your own Gmail. So I'm showing the filters. I'll check the chat in a minute. So next to each header, in the header row, you see there are, and I'll show you how to make this later. If you hover over with your mouse, to this side, you see a green thing appear there. This is the same as Excel. This isn't Excel, but it may as well be. So left click and see how things start up. I have a piece of celery. One second. I ate celery. Okay. So you can sort each row. And if you have questions, I'll do it quick. So see, this is sorted this way. I went here. I sorted it this way. And scroll down that list. You'll see other options. So, let me close this and go to Twitch. So that's an Excel workbook, and we're working on an Excel sheet, but you can put many sheets into the workbook. I like to click back and forth to see if there's anything in the chat. It's not working on my phone for some reason. So, okay, we're all good. No questions. The next thing, here we are. Oh, goodness, I gotta flip back. Okay, so you can sort by each column when you add the filters. Now, to turn the filters on and off, you just move your mouse to the cell to the row. It doesn't matter which cell, anywhere on the row where there's a word. Click on a cell. I'll do that one. What's going on over here? And then over here on the far right, you have the buttons. As that's why I encourage you guys to play around with sheets.google.com, and learn on your own. As you hover over each button, you can see I'm just hovering. I'm not clicking. It tells you what it's for. So, again, click in the row that you want to filter or unfilter. And here, click the down arrow next to it. No, in this case, just to turn it on and off, you click the actual funnel. So, click, you see the green arrows disappeared. You can no longer sort it or do anything. And then you want to turn them on. Again, as long as it's in the row, it doesn't matter. Click on the filter and they turn on. So it's very easy to turn on and off. But I always have them on. I don't see any reason not to have them when you have a list, because you want to sort by each, whichever column. Like maybe you don't remember the person's last name. When you have a long list, sometimes you don't know everybody on the list. If you don't know their last name, maybe you say, oh yeah, that guy's name, who was he? Oh, it was Bob. And so you sort, even if you have more than one Bob, at least maybe there's 5 Bobs, but at least you've narrowed it down. Or maybe you just remember the name of the street they live on. You can sort it, or in that case, maybe you don't remember their name or whatever, but you want to find them. It's not necessary, but I like to click outside the box. And then you just go Control F and see how this pops up. So you'll say, oh, I've got to find that one. Who was that one person? I don't remember his first or last name. Oh, but he lived on Palm Street. I remember that. So Palm, put in the word, it has to be spelled properly. See, I already put in the first 3 letters. I didn't even finish. The first thing on the sheet that matches. So if I had more than, for example, there's Jackmate and Jackie here. So if there's just one thing, it's just the one. Oh God, I'm just pressing out, whatever. So let's say, I want to find, maybe you're looking for Jackie, but there's another. So you go here, I got to find Jackie. Let me start from the beginning so you remember. So this is how it looks normally. click somewhere outside the box. Control F, that thing pops up, and then you put in JA. And see, right now they both turned green. Now, if it was a long list, again, you wouldn't see all of the greens. You'd have to scroll down the list or something. But, you know, as you continue, maybe, you know, her name is Jackie. So as you continue, the others disappear when it no longer matches. So even you just get the first few letters. Okay, no, Jack wouldn't work because, but, you know, Jackie. You remember her name was Jackie. You do have to spell it right. So if it's a long name and you only know the first few letters, you do it that way. But, you know, whatever you remember, you can search by Control F, or if you remember the whatever, their name or how many attendees, you know, maybe who invited the most attendees. In that case, you'd go backwards because the largest will be on top. So see, even though it's a number, you know, it's just, you know, number 1 would be the first, number 2 sort of like A, B, C. And then, of course, if you've got bigger numbers and you go backwards, it's the biggest number will be on top. So that's how it kind of works, and you can see how useful it can be. Here, for example, and then I'll stop the second chart. You know, you can count how many attendees at the bottom. So here, you know, all of the attendees were, you know, here, and this bottom one, you might want to change it. So here, okay, I may as well show you how to start creating. So you're at the bottom. So you might decide, this would sort though, if you put it in this, let's add the filter. First row, and then I'm going to check for questions. So click somewhere in the first row and hit the filter. Close this once you're done, the search, the Control F, and just press the filter, and the filters appear. Now it's a little too small to, you know, so you hover here, and you can make the columns wider. You can also do it automatically to match, but I won't go too far. That'll be more for creating and formatting the chart. Let's see, you can make it as big as you want, or, you know, as small as you want. Or you could just do an automatic, tell the chart to adjust itself. Everything's easy. Why is that green thing there? For some reason, there's a green thing there. But anyway, click in the cell where you want to write, and then just type the word. So here I want to put total, because the total is 9. I want it to stand out. Why is that green thing there? Well, it's probably some kind of formatting. But I want these to be, you know, a different, just like at the top, so that they stand out. So, you know, highlight by left click and drag. Left click and drag, it highlights, you know, whatever you're interested in. So I just want these 2 cells. So left click on one of the cells and drag, and now they're both highlighted in blue. And here you can format. I think I want it in bold. So see how they both changed. Then I want the word total to the right. And if you know Word, you kind of, a lot of these buttons are the same as in Word. So here, you know, find the button. That's why it's not that hard, as you can see. You just have to learn the buttons. And so here I'm going to write, and that's also helping. You hover over it and you see. I'm going to put the word total to the right. And in Sheets, everything you do automatically saves. In your Office, you may have Excel, and you can set it to automatically save. But if you don't, it won't automatically save. So every time you make some changes to the chart, you know, every time you make a few changes, press save every once in a while. Because you could have a power outage. You might accidentally click the X, you know, or whatever. So, okay, I'm going to check the chat for messages. One person in the comments, though, Twitch was a paid service. Oh, you mean they were trying to spam me? Thought Twitch was a paid service. One person in the chat comments, Oh, and they left? It was free. Oh, they were saying, what is this free? Because I don't see that. I don't see their work. I don't see their, what they chatted. No? All right, if you want to expand upon it. That's too bad. There were 5 people. They must have gotten bored. Oh, well. That's you two. If 2 people learn Excel, that's still good. And it will be useful to you, I see. Especially, I mean, I don't know, Lunar, what you do or your plans, but since Ryan is trying to start out, you know, this is useful. You know, keep a list of your clients. It's on. This particular one is online, but, you know, if you have Excel in your office, usually offices still want you to save to a cloud or something, so everybody has access. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm always saying how I hate to eat on camera, and I end up eating. But it's when I get so nervous, I forget to eat. Oh, definitely. And Excel is sort of like, it ends up in some ways sort of like being computer programming, the logical part. So, all right. So this is all review, except maybe this part. Since you two, if you have questions about yesterday, I may as well continue since you're the only 2 here. If someone new comes in, I'll review the earlier. So, I'm going to delete the 9. And see, when I deleted the 9 up here, the formula deleted. So with text, just to remind, with text, it's the actual word, it matches. With numbers, like, see, the 2 matches the 2. But when you sum it up, you go to the cell, which is at the bottom. And, you know, all these are the numbers you entered. Then go to this little, I don't know what you call it. It's like a backwards 3 or a sideways M. It's some sort of Greek character, but it means sum. So in this case, you want to sum to know how many attendees are coming. We'll do it on the big list in a minute. But so here, the top one is sum. But look, you see the list. You can do a bunch of other things too. But okay, sum. So just, you know, just click on it. Oh, well, one more thing. Ordinarily, if you do this, it's going to choose automatically everything on the list. So let's try it. But sometimes it doesn't. You have to highlight. But anyway, something's not right. What did I do wrong? Okay, we can look. Okay, look what happened. I clicked sum, but I forgot to look up here. See, up here. I forgot to tell it what to sum. So actually, you do have to. Wait a minute, but what if it was a 200, if it was a list of 500 people or something, you can't highlight everything. That would be crazy. There's got to be an easier way. See, sometimes it gets too advanced, but I've done it before. Let's try it on the main list. I've done long lists before, and I didn't have to highlight the whole thing, so I know there's a way. Maybe I just haven't. So here, we have all of these. Go here, where you want to sum them. Click the sum. Okay, well, this is a short list, so, you know, just go in the top cell and drag down. But there's got to be, oh, I know. I'll tell you in a minute. So, okay, numbers automatically go to the right. But it looks prettier, like if your boss says, oh, I want to make a presentation. It depends, you know, but you make your chart pretty how you think the boss will like it. There are ways to automatically, we'll do that. I'm basically just showing you what you can find out yourself by, again, there's a lot of cheats, like hover over it. The words are a little more complicated, but sometimes I like to use the words up on top, like open a new sheet. If you were in the office, I don't have it here because it's automatic save, but there's a save button, which looks like a little disc. You know, make a copy. I'm wondering. But the way to sum it, if it's a very long list, okay, this one, okay, we want it to be pretty, so you can do this and align it in the middle, things like that. But if it were a long list, there is another way to do it. You would have to know, see here, now this part in yellow, it tells you the first cell and the last cell. So if it was a list of 500 people, I guess, well, how could you find out the bottom cell? Because I'm still figuring it out. So let's start over. What am I doing here? Okay. See, and if there's an error, it'll just say something in there. So delete. So we'll start over. So let's say if it was a long list, there's got to be a way to do it, but, remind you, I double-clicked in there. Let's change that to Jackson. And I made another mistake, just to remind you how to fix mistakes. Lunar Obscura. I went backwards. Obscura should have been here and Lunar here. So, just to facilitate, if you remember, see this little blue thing in the corner, a little blue square in the corner? So you hover over it till it changes to a plus and drag. Click with the left and drag it, and see how the name jumped over there? You can only do it one way because it overrides the other one. So here you just type in. And again, I want this in the middle. Here, here, here. Okay, now we're going to sum it up, pretending it's a long list, and you can't highlight the whole thing. Let me try one thing quick. I don't think it's going to work, but before I tell you how to do it. Sum. I wonder if you clicked the whole thing. CC. No, it's not going to work. Enter. No, it doesn't work. So, because the reason I highlighted the whole row, it's highlighting rows with words, so it doesn't understand. So you see how it kind of is like computer programming in a way, because you've got to make sure when you're doing formulas, especially, that the formulas are correct. It's very detail-oriented, like when you're computer programming, especially if you computer program from zeros and ones, from scratch. I forget what it was called. It was before Windows. You had to actually tell the computer, like from your head, what you wanted it to do. The most basic programming. Windows now, or programming now, is knowing which icons to click on and maybe a little bit of, unless you're a very advanced computer person. So to sum, somehow you have to know the last one. So in this case, it's C. You see the C up here. Oops. C, and the last one is 9. And the first row is this one. It's C, the first row with numbers in it. C4. So you somehow have to remember them. So then you go here, sum. It pops up with no numbers in the parentheses. So the value, that's weird. It's a little different than I remembered, but in Excel it's slightly different. But anyway, so it's C4. You have to put a colon. And then the last one is C9. So you have to enter the value manually. Hit enter. And now, is that 44 really? 25, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Yeah, it is. Okay.